Pisces, how we doing? All right, this is going to be your weekly from the 27th to the 2nd. All right, we do have a full moon, so I'm using the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. See what's going on. All right, there is no trigger warnings in this week's reads, just so you know. All right, I don't think I'll be doing trigger warnings for a bit. All right, what do we got going on, my beautiful Pisces? We got honor your feelings and unleash your kindest self. And take a reality check on the bottom. My nose itches. Sorry, guys. So maybe you really need to taking some kind of reality check or putting in a reality check when it comes to somebody. You know, your feelings are valid, so it is a good time to honor them. And I feel like unleashing your kind of self is being nice to yourself. You know, maybe you need to tell yourself nice things. You know, not continuously stare at that brick wall and just focus on the more happy things. Ooh, this could be about a lover. Maybe if you're dealing with a love situation that kind of makes your feelings invalid, that's not something you should be dealing with. Nothing wants to shuffle today. All right. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Magician. Sorry, it's just got that in the same position. The Five of Cups with the Page of Wands. I feel like this is about you shifting your energy. I feel like maybe there's a situation that came crumbling down and you're really just kind of focused on other things right now. The things you want to create, the things you're driven to do. It's definitely some kind of new chapter. And I feel like it's more about being balanced out. This also could be a situation where things are going your way legally wise. But I feel like you're just being incredibly guarded about it and allowing your dreams and your wishes to kind of float in the air. And this could to do with the soulmate. I did see the Two of Cups back there. But you could just be in like quiet work mode at the moment. And that's part of it is like, if you're solely focused on work, it's really hard to kind of focus on the feelings of a situation. You know, it's like, focus on this. I want to grow this. I want to plant this. You know, I'm very confident about it. It's what I'm trying to manifest. But here comes these emotions. How am I dealing with these emotions? You're going to hear the chaos because me and my husband are going to a movie later today. We're going to go see the Odyssey. So, we also need a babysitter for our little one. So that's what they are doing right now. And then you'll hear my other one getting up for work. So it's really about whether or not you're going to take that step forward. So I feel like this is some kind of reality check when it comes to maybe not being so focused on your money aspect and allowing yourself to kind of flow through the emotions, especially with that Tower being in that situation. It's kind of like there's a shakeup. This might be a shakeup with career or just friendships, a relationship, and it's a good time to allow yourself to kind of flow through those feelings and understand them and just be really good in naturing to yourself. This could be you dealing with somebody who it's just kind of, I feel like a workaholic maybe, or this could be you, workaholic, and it's kind of like maybe you want a little bit more passion in the relationship, a little bit more drive, but you feel like that money is kind of pushing that situation away and you're trying to manifest something, but you keep like coming back to like this emotion, stacking on top of this emotion, stacking on top of this emotion. And you're wanting to like step out into that, but you're not really quite there yet. I think you're just kind of keeping it to yourself with this Queen of Wands. And she is the mini manifester. She knows how to get it done. I feel like this is like the super specific read, I guess. But I really feel like the more you put work into something or the more you focus on work, the more it kind of puts something in alignment for an ending type of shape. I know that sounds weird, but it's really about like being a little bit more passionate, especially in directions or choices that you make. And I feel like it's going to be like an aha moment for you, like some kind of deep clarity. And I got the Chariot under there. So I think it's telling you to take some kind of action. There's not a lot of emotions except for this Five of Cups. And you got the King of Wands showing up. So I really feel like you're not really honoring your feelings, and that might be that reality check you're taking, is you're so focused on building this kingdom of yours that Ace of Wands with the Five of Cups over here is saying like you have to allow for new things in order to kind of push through the regret or the remorse or some kind of situation in order for that to get you to the state where you're feeling confident, where you feel like you're starting to see that work put in. But it really just depends on whether or not you're going to take that step forward with that Page of Wands. And your advice is stop being indecisive about it. You know, I feel like the more indecisive, the more wrapped in your head you are with that Eight of Swords. And you can allow yourself to get out of that prison and to push forward with this Ace of Pentacles. It's maybe starting something new or aligning with something new. You know, but there's that anxiety again. Dealing with that anxiety, especially when it comes to people in your life that you feel are soulmates or of a soulmate situation. And maybe that's what you're needing that reality check with. You know, it's definitely about giving and taking. And, you know, this might be some kind of painful situation, or you have a lot of grief. You know, you feel like you planted some seeds there, and all you have now is a little bit of unknown and a little bit of fear left. You know, you're waiting for something to come in, something to show up, but is it deceptive? You know, is it going to put you in this place where you just kind of pull your energy back and just hide? But I don't think that you're going to see victories until you allow yourself to understand what that emotional part is. And maybe that's your reality check this week, is stop focusing so much on maybe work and allow yourself to kind of work through some kind of emotion and allow yourself to be gentle with yourself this week. It's kind of a specific message, maybe not for everybody, but that might help maybe one or two of you out there. So, all right. What do we got going on for the love, career? I don't know. This deck kind of, I don't know. We'll see what it says. I've now realized that I wrote. All right. And what do we have going on for my beautiful Pisces? What is it they need to know for their higher good? Apology. Could be having some kind of apology come in. I'm not going to take all that. But it's also about forgiveness. So maybe that's what you're needing to forgive and kind of work through things. And I also have pay attention. Look out for signs from the divine. Acknowledge red flags. So I feel like with apology, this is more you apologizing to yourself, forgiving yourself. And I feel like whatever that situation, especially with justice showing up, this is about you paying attention to the situation, paying attention to the red flags. And then we have embrace on the bottom. I know it's a couple there. But I feel like it's also finding peace with who you are and embracing yourself and staying dedicated towards yourself and who you are, your goals. And once you catch up with that emotional side, I really feel like everything just kind of falls into place the way you need to. You know, you start having a little bit more sunshine in your life and you're able to take chances and opportunities. All right, what do we have going on for this situation? Oh, okay. I like that. That looks good. We're going to leave it at that. Have strength to push through whatever nonsense you keep telling yourself is. You know, if it's a burden, maybe it's a door you need to close with the World card here. You know, opens you to truth and clarity, kind of like an aha epiphany moment. Take that for what it is. But I feel like it's also telling you that some of that toxicity that maybe you've been around or that you've been focused on, I feel like is starting to let go. This could be like an energy of you no longer dealing with red flags and allowing yourself to trust yourself. Kind of put you in this position of actually being able to be a little bit more passionate and open up. So that's what I have for you guys. I will try to have your monthlies out next week. So please leave a comment if you do like this little weird love portion. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.